Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We've got an 8 of Swords. This is a rumination. This is a lot of thoughts. I feel like you're circling around something here in your life, trying to come up with a decision, trying to find an answer or a solution or a conclusion. And I feel that we're having a little bit of trouble. I feel like we keep thinking the same thoughts. We keep coming back to the same problems, right? It feels like we're in this tangle of wires, and we can't really, the more we think about it, the more confused we get. This is the card that reminds us that thinking leads to more thinking, leads to more thinking. Thoughts give birth to thoughts, give birth to thoughts, okay? We got to put this card into some context. I feel like what we need is a break from this. What we need is to get outside, get away from the issue, and then come back to it, hopefully with more clarity or with inspiration. The next card is the 10 of Pentacles. We may be looking for a solution about how to build our best life. Okay, it could be that we are trying to find the answer to a financial problem. You've got your Emperor energy underneath you. You got the 7 of Swords behind you. You got a Princess of Cups, and we've got a Chariot card. I kind of think that the Princess of Cups might be the answer here. The Princess of Cups to me is kind of like, go look for a sign, go ask for a sign, go out and do something different, follow some whim of your heart right now. Just go and do something that feels good. To take your mind, take your heart, take your energy off of this issue. And just go do something that is nice for yourself or for someone else, or preferably both. Just allow yourself to just have a feeling and then go follow that feeling somewhere as a way of taking your energy out of this 8 of Swords rumination. Okay. And if it's a financial problem, I'm not saying go out and spend a bunch of money, but take your mind off of the worries for now, for a moment. Okay. And if anything, just to heal a little bit, just for a little bit of self-care, maybe it's just literally like go take a nap, right? Or just go outside and take some deep breaths. Go outside and see if the squirrels are out burying their food or something, or digging their food up, or whatever they do. Let's put the rest of our cards on the table here. We have a Tower. We have a 5 of Cups. We have Knight of Pentacles, right? Again, kind of looking into the future, trying to find the solution, trying to find the way out of the problem. And here is the creative problem solving. So what we're doing here is we're trying to invoke some creativity here by really a change of scenery. Okay? Really by going out and doing something that's going to give us a little bit of pleasure. Just go treat yourself. Go window shopping, go to a thrift store and find a little something for yourself. Go spend time out in nature. Put yourself into a better environment. Okay? When we've been ruminating on something for so long, the art on the wall, just the color, just the furniture in the room, just the mere presence of that physical environment is now is taking on the energy of this room, and it's taking on a negative energy. Okay? So what we have to do is get ourselves out of this space, because right now this space is kind of tainted with this sort of worry, rumination, this negative kind of energy. Okay? So if we take ourselves out of this environment, whatever room you're in, go to a different room. wherever you are, find yourself to be right now, and maybe we're not talking exactly literally, we need a change of scenery in order to change the mental state and to change the emotional state. I think by changing the emotional state first, we change the mental state. We get away from this problem, whatever the issue is right now for you, and almost like we distract ourselves from it, you know. And that's when that's when the solution will come to you. Okay. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Mr. Ed, the tiny horse, right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Anyway, let's look around the room, because we see 1, 2, 3 major arcana energies. We see the Emperor, and the Emperor is so serious and so contained and so kind of rigid and so strict and so focused, eventually he's going to blow. Okay, you've got this Tower energy, which these two together, it's kind of like eventually the pressure's going to get to you. So what we're doing with the water energy is we're trying to relieve some of the pressure. Okay, the Emperor can't be on all the time. You 24/7, you're in this kind of, eventually, you know, you can't be in this position, you know, forever. You're going to get very uncomfortable. So a big contrast between the Emperor and the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups, whatever feels good, I'm going to go do it. The Emperor is saying, no, I have to sit like this with my legs crossed and looking very serious forever. You know, your muscles are going to get, so you're going to get cramped. You're going to eventually just say, I'm done. I hate it. I don't want to do it anymore. I quit. Right? We don't want to reach that point. We don't want to reach that point where all of this tension bubbles over and creates drama, disaster, and creates, you know, a Tower event. Okay? The Tower is also a very good card here. It's your general energy. You know that the breakthrough is there. You know that the answer is there somewhere. The truth and the light is there. But it's just like, I can't access it. We're trying too hard. The Emperor is trying too hard. Okay? What we need is a little bit of playfulness, a little bit of whimsy, a little bit of magic. You know, go find a fish in the percolator somewhere. Go find something that just is going to interest you. Go find a little bit of extra in the ordinary, a little bit of magic in the mundane. We need a little bit of dream. We need a little bit of fantasy. We need a little bit of just wishing, you know. We need a little bit of imagination. And the imagination is what is going to lead to that creative solution. Okay? But we need to allow ourselves the freedom of just relaxing the mental tension and bring about some emotional refreshment. And so the Princess of Cups could be a lot of different things. Okay. Anyway, we've got our major. And I think the Chariot card is really perfect. We're finding the way forward. Things are moving. Things are progressing. The wheels are turning. And we're getting out of this difficult situation that we're in, which seems like maybe it's about your future or about a financial future or maybe about maybe something a little bit more existential when we talk about these. But let's review the cards really quick. We've got fire here, water, water, air and air, earth and earth. Okay? So something needs to change. We need a creative solution here to what feels like it might be an existential problem. Again, the Eight of Swords, the rumination, we're stuck in this tangle of thoughts. The more we think about it, the more we think about it. And the more we think about it, you know what I'm going to say, the more we think about it. And so we're just getting tangled up. There's just too many details. There's too much data. I'm analyzing everything to death here. And it's about this, I think, long-term success, the future of your life, your best life, your feeling of wealth. Maybe it's the idea of long-term success and even legacy or longevity. How do we move forward into a future, into our ideal future, into our best life? Like, what do we got to do? Maybe right now there's a sadness or a sorrow because we're not living our best life yet. Okay, and we're ruminating on that. And the more we ruminate on that feeling, we want to call it a fact, the more we ruminate on that, the worse we're going to feel. The worse we feel, 5 of Cups, the more we're going to ruminate on that because we don't yet have what we want. We are not who we want to be, where we want to be, or doing what we want to be doing yet. That stresses us out. That's giving us a lot to think about. It's on our mind every single day. We're worried about it, But see, the 8 of Swords is not productive. The 8 of Swords is a lot of thinking, not a lot of action, not a lot of progress, not a lot of solutions. Okay? We're not solving the problem. We just keep thinking about the problem, but it's not leading to any new insights. Okay? So what we need to do is step away from the problem for a minute. And I think that's what the Princess of Cups is all about. We're stepping away from the problem. Princess of Cups, this is just pursuing a whimsical nature. This is just like, whenever I'm sort of dreaming about today, I'm going to go experience that. I'm just sort of wandering through the forest and just whatever I see, I'm going to enjoy. And, it's not taking anything all that seriously. It's letting go of that seriousness for a moment. It's still there, but the thing is, with this Emperor card, it's been too much. See, we kind of have a fire-water contrast here. We have this very, very adult, right? Adulting is hard, right? Let's just be a little kid for a while, and let's just dream. Let's just live in our imagination. Let's live in our fantasy for a little while and just do something. This could be getting lost in music or in a film or even playing video games or something, right? Just going down a rabbit hole of whatever is speaking to your heart and taking your mind off of this. Maybe you're going to watch some more stuff on YouTube, some other kind of documentaries or something that really interests you. And allow yourself to be guided by what feels good at the moment. And of course, you're not going to do anything that's unhealthy, but as a way to get yourself out of this very rigid seriousness. Okay? We got to follow this water energy a little bit. Now, that's not easy for you to do. Why? Because we have a 7 of Swords in the background. And I can tell that you feel, at least mentally, you feel like distractions are not the way to go. Like, that's, I need to solve the problem. I don't need to be distracted. No, maybe we do, though. Maybe that is exactly right. Maybe we've been so focused on this that now we've sort of gotten away from what we've been trying to do anyway. It's like we've been thinking and thinking and thinking that now we don't even remember what the heck we were thinking about. Right? So the 7 of Swords, it's in the background kind of thing. And I think for a long time you've been resisting this kind of urge of your heart that just says, just take a break and go have lunch. But no, you're saying, no, I got to stay. I got to figure this out. It's kind of like saying we need to just step away, do some self-care, do something that's going to feel good. And when we come back to this, we'll have more focus. And I really feel that down one of these other rabbit holes, I think that's where you're going to find that aha moment. That's where you're going to have that flash of creative insight that's going to solve the problem anyway. But as a part of our human experience, we feel like, no, I need to focus on it. I need to concentrate on it. What are you talking about, Dove and Serpent Tarot? Concentration is the way to figure out the problem. So we're trying to stay on that central sword of concentration. I'm going to think about this and nothing else. I'm going to resist any distractions. I'm going to think of only this. But we see what that got us, right? That got us the 8 of Swords. It didn't work. And yeah, I agree. Concentrating on something generally is a good idea. Until it's not. Until it stops working. Then what we need is the opposite of concentration. We need a diffusion of our mental energy. We need to let it go wherever it wants to go. We have to discharge some of that mental tension that's been built up, and I think we're doing that through our Princess of Cups. And in the future position, we have the Chariot card. We're back in the driver's seat. We figured out a way to get unstuck, and we're moving forward toward our best life. With commitment, with love, with fortitude, with devotion, loyalty, and love. I mean, this is excellent, right? And so we're figuring out what's wrong with the car. We're fixing the car, and now we're back on the road, right? And this is excellent. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free, and the algorithm is being a little funky, so it's very important now that you watch your readings and you show your support by hitting the like button and leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel, okay? Yeah, I really do appreciate that. Your general energy is the Tower. And so we kind of know that I think something's got to give. That we're in this mental tension between the Emperor and the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of tension being built up. It's like you keep twisting something. Eventually it's going to snap. Either I'm going to get the idea, the breakthrough, and it's going to be fine, or I'm going to snap and I'm going to quit and I'm going to smash my toys and I'm going to leave the room. You know? And so we know that things can't continue on as they are. Of course, we want this Tower moment to be the breakthrough. I've figured it out. I've seen the truth, and now I can issue my orders and speak the truth and sort of give the order. The Emperor wants to be able to issue the mandate. We want to be able to send the memo out. Okay, this is what we're doing. Right? The alternative is that this Tower moment is really us just being so frustrated that everything breaks down. And it's like when you're working on the car and it's like, okay, I'm either gonna fix it, or I'm just gonna get so mad and so frustrated that I end up just hitting the engine with the wrench and ripping all the wires out and stuff. You don't want to do that. That's gonna make things a lot worse, So it's kind of like we're stepping away before this Tower moment, before the Tower event happens. But we do want the Tower moment, which to me feels more like a breakthrough. We want the answer. We want that aha moment. Sometimes we have to step away to get that. Okay? We need to relieve some of that tension. And in this almost passive state of just being open and receiving whatever is going on and letting our hearts sort of pull us in this kind of almost a magnetic way just to things that interest us and that feel good, and with no real concentration. This is a very passive card, right? It's water and earth, two of the passive elements, which is very different from fire and air. Fire and air are the active elements. Okay, so I think it really is requiring that we just let go of all of that, and our eyes will be open, and we will know exactly what to do, what order to issue, what command to give here. Okay, because you'll always be the Emperor. You're always going to be the one who's in charge. The Emperor is the one who's responsible for everything. And you're still going to be responsible for everything. Sometimes the Emperor needs a little bit of a timeout to go do something else, a little bit of a holiday here for the Emperor. Because right now your relationship with the environment is the Five of Cups. And so I feel like, when you're trying to do something, anything, you're working on a problem, you're at your desk and you're trying to figure out the problem, and you're having this sort of very challenging experience, pretty soon the desk itself, your office, the room itself takes on that negative energy. So it's important that we can remove ourselves from that. And the Five of Cups is just that. We're recognizing that the environment that we're in has taken on this negative vibration. And if we stay here, we're going to continue to be in that negative energy. It's kind of like, I don't even want to see my typewriter on my desk because that's going to put me in a negative state, So it really is about a change of scenery that's going to make us feel better, that's going to bring us back into a state of harmony, Okay? And so maybe it's even like go out into the backyard and sit down under a tree. Then you might be able to figure it out. It could be that the environment really is just not conducive to you getting in that creative mode. Not because there's anything wrong with the environment, but because it has absorbed so much of the negative energy that you have to step away and let that negative energy dispel itself and discharge from the environment before you can enter that room again. Does that make sense? And I think anybody who has been through any kind of all of us, literally, all of us know you can walk into a room and you can feel the energy in that room. I think you're more sensitive to that than other people. Okay. Who's the person in your life that has there's something interesting about their face? Either there's a birthmark or there's a scar or something on their face. Who's that person to you? That person's coming through very strongly for you right now. It feels like it's somebody that's passed into spirit, but maybe not. I feel like there's a message coming through that's referencing that person. That person may still be with you on the physical plane. It's somebody that has something unique about their face. It almost is like a birthmark or a scar. There's something unique about their face. Yeah. Anyway, the Five of Cups is you being sensitive to the energies in the room. Okay, so you can walk into any room and say, there was a big argument here, or this was a room where somebody really was struggling, And I think you're very aware about your own energies that are absorbed like into the walls of a room. Does that make sense for you? And so sometimes just getting out of that room is going to make us feel better. Sometimes I think you walk into a room and you feel a tightness, you feel a constrictive energy, and you just think, I got to get out of this room. Well, there's nothing going on at the moment. But you can feel the vibrations that are left in that room that have kind of absorbed into the walls and into the furniture and stuff, You may even be someone that can touch an object and get an emotion out of it. Right? That you can feel what that emotional energy that has been imparted into that object. I feel like you have that sort of ability. Yeah. So another reason why getting out of this particular situation, finding the solution that you need is going to involve getting out of the room, taking yourself somewhere. And I think out in a natural setting is going to be ideal. Get out in nature. Get by some water, get by some trees, get in some grass or something, and I think that's going to be really good for you. Okay? The obstacle, I think part of the problem here is the vision of the future. The Knight of Pentacles is always looking at the future, looking at the big mountain to climb, looking at the best life at the top of the mountain, and thinking, how do I get there? See, this card's not moving. This card is gazing at the goal and trying to figure out the path, trying to figure out the route, how to go, how to get there. And I feel like you've made some progress on your path, but now there's a stop, there's an impasse, there's some kind of a blockage, there's a detour, maybe the road's closed. The path is closed here. And so the Knight of Pentacles is looking at the future and thinking, I know who I want to be, where I want to be, and what I want to be doing in the future, long-term goals. But right now, I can't see the way forward. I don't know the next step to take. I don't have the plan. I don't know how to get out of this particular place that I'm standing. Okay? And I think really that is what we've got here too, that you can see the goal, but we're unsure the path to get there. We're unsure, we don't have the GPS coordinates anymore. Okay? And so in some ways, this card represents all the infinite possibilities. It's like your compass is just spinning around in a circle. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we've lost connection with our map. We don't have the directions. I don't know which way to go right now. And lamenting that, ruminating on that, stewing about it, is not the same as trying to orient ourselves in the right direction, So I feel like it's kind of like we get out of the car, we go take a walk in the field, there's trees, there's grass, there's birds, there's some clouds in the sky. And I think eventually something will come to us. we'll have that flash of insight. This feels like it's like an aha moment. This feels like a sudden burst of energy, like a firework in the sky. And I think we'll see a sign. I think we'll see something in us, and I don't know if it's something that you experience externally or if it's just a sudden rush of certainty or a sudden rush of energy in you that tells you what to do, that pushes you in a direction. And then we run back to the car, we get in, we start the engine, and we go. Okay? And I think this is that creative solution that we need. That's going to give us our sense of direction back. Okay? If we lose the map, if the map flies out of the window, we're going to have to navigate by a different compass. We're going to have to navigate in a different way. You know, I don't have the directions anymore. The mental path is not, or the logical path is not there. I don't have the intellectual certainty. I don't have the turn-by-turn directions anymore. Maybe they flew out the window as you're driving, right? You had the window down, whatever. So that's not an option anymore. So we've got to reorient ourselves in a different way. And it may be this idea that your intellectual mind doesn't know true north, but your soul does. And so we're getting out of this intellectual energy. We're getting out of this very rigid energy over here, very, very kind of left brain, very, almost ego consciousness. And we're getting more into this intuitive, emotional, sensitive, almost passive and receptive energy that will give us the right direction. Okay, that'll let us know what we need to do going forward, and we can do that. Let's look at our mystery card over here. It might be a Six of Swords. It might be that we're getting the directions back. Now we see the divine plan, and we're on track, we're on course, and whatever. I feel like it might be a Six of Cups, or it might be the Star. Yeah, it might be the North Star. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Five of Cups, Five of Swords, right? But I think that this is interesting because it is, in a way, this is the mind accepting that it doesn't know the answers. It's like the mind has accepted defeat. The mind is like, fine, we can stop thinking about it. Because that's what the mind likes to do, likes to think. It likes to be engaged in the sword play. But what we see in this image is that everybody's walking away, and it's like the rest of your energy is saying, I don't want a sword fight anymore. I don't want to do this intellectual jousting. I just want to go do something more pleasant. I want to get out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. And I think this is the mind saying, fine. The mind is sort of acquiescing to the heart. Well, the heart says, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like stewing on this anymore. The heart's saying, let's go do something that feels better. Let's go do something that's going to be a little bit more harmonious and bring us a little bit more beauty and resonance and a little bit more pleasure. And the Five of Swords is the mind saying, fine, you win, we'll do it your way. Okay? I think this is a very good confirmation card, and I kind of, it makes me chuckle a little bit because, it's almost as if we have different people inside of us, and I think sometimes we do. Right? Sometimes your mind and your heart are kind of, they're fighting it out. And the mind wants to sit there and sword fight and figure things out and concentrate and do the math again and again and again. Crunch the numbers, right? Keep on crunching them until they work. And then the heart is like, no, let's stop. I don't want to do this work anymore. Let's just go outside and play. Let's go outside and pick flowers. Let's go see if we can find a ladybug somewhere or whatever, And the mind is saying, oh, okay, fine. And I think this is the beginning of the answer for you. Right. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. We'll do an Jing hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. New readings for Taurus, Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed, please do. These readings are free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.